Hello, welcome to World History. We're in Unit 1, Intro to World and Early Civilizations, Lesson 5, Mesopotamia. We're in Module 2 of the textbook. So if you want to follow along in the textbook, we're in Module 2 of the textbook. Our essential question for today's lesson: Hammurabi's Code, was it just? Our agenda and goal statement: I can understand the development of government structure in ancient societies. I can understand the development of government structure in ancient societies. Let's begin. Early river valley civilizations. Civilizations emerged and developed on fertile river plains in Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley, and China. And if you look at this map, you see Egypt's in green here, Mesopotamia here in the yellow, Indus River Valley, which is in actually present day Pakistan, and China along the Huanghe River. The central question from the textbook for Module 2: How did geography play a role in the development and organization of early civilizations? We're in Lesson 1 today, and we're going to talk about civilization using Ur or Sumer in Mesopotamia. Lesson 1: Civilization. Let's look at the case study of Ur in Sumer. It was a prosperous farming village, and they had a food surplus and new technology. All of these three things led to the rise of civilizations. And this is a drawing or rendering of a ziggurat in Sumer. Here are some ruins in the area of Mesopotamia, which is present day Iraq, and you can see um, the housing structures here. The archaeologists have preserved or dug, excavated in this area. Villages began to grow into cities. Farming success leads to larger communities, and that's because the more food you have, the more people can eat, the more the population will grow. Economic changes. Ancient people built irrigation systems to increase food production and to bring more water into the fields. Food surpluses free some people to develop new skills because while there's food to eat, now there's time to do other things besides just farming. Craftspeople make clothes or cloth, objects, and other things of this nature. Traders profit from exchange of goods, and the invention of the wheel and the sail enable traders to travel longer distances. So if you're asked on a test, what are some of the things or inventions or technology? Remember spice, um, social, political inventions. Okay, um, and some of the inventions of the Mesopotamian area we still use today, including the wheel and the sail. Social classes developed and religion becomes more organized. Civilizations like Sumer in Mesopotamia developed. One of the first civilizations in the River Valley civilizations, which are very important, these four River Valley civilizations, to the development of advanced cultures and complex cultures and advanced civilizations, is Sumer in Mesopotamia. A civilization in and of itself, the definition is a complex culture with five characteristics. And we talked about this in Unit 1, the early lessons, but let's review it. Civilization is advanced cities, specialized workers, complex institutions, record keeping, advanced technology. Let's say that again. Advanced cities, specialized workers, complex institutions, record keeping, and advanced technology. Advanced cities. So let's talk about each one. Cities with larger populations arise and become centers of trade. And this is a great diagram showing you Ur and Sumer in Mesopotamia and how, because the land was flat, they built walls because they didn't have natural barriers. So um, they built a wall and then they put river irrigation through the city so that they can get to the water quickly. And you see how they encircled the people. So this is the center of trade, and then you have the farming on the outside of the city itself. So cities with larger populations arise and become centers of trade. Specialized workers. Specialization. Here's a couple of important words. Specialization means the development of skills in a specific kind of work. And these things develop so that people are not just farming. Everybody is not just farming. There's plenty of food to eat, so farmers are farming, and everybody else is developing other specialized skills, such as artisans. Artisans make goods that show skill and artistic ability. Look at this beautiful bronze sculpture here of Hammurabi. You can almost see the hair in the bronze, but it's just very artistic. And you start to see very skilled artistry during this time period. Institutions, complex institutions, include governments, religion, and economy. They are established during this time period. And governments establish laws and maintain order. Temples are centers for religion and government and trade. And you see a picture here at the bottom of a ziggurat, which is a religious center. Record keeping. Professional record keepers are scribes. Scribes are people who keep the records. They write and they can read and they record taxes and laws. Scribes also invent cuneiform, which is a system of writing about 3000 BC. And you see a picture of cuneiform here on the top right corner. This is actual writing from Mesopotamia. An archaeologist found this writing. People began to write about city events. And I know this may sound strange, but people can actually read this writing that you see here. Improved technology. New tools and techniques make work easier. The Bronze Age begins in Sumer around 3000 BC. And why is it the Bronze Age? Well, look at this again. Look at this beautiful art using bronze, right? I mean, you could almost see the person's face, everything, hair, everything. So, this is the new tool, the bronze. And the Bronze Age starts in Sumer around 3000 BC. People replace copper and stone with bronze to make tools and weapons. Record keeping becomes very important. Professional record keepers or scribes record taxes and laws, and they invent the cuneiform. And as we said before, people can actually read the cuneiform. If you look here, you see this is the deciphering of the or translation of the cuneiform. Civilizations emerge in Ur. Ur flourished about 3000 BC in what is now southern Iraq. Population about 30,000. and they live in a well-defined social class system. The rulers are priests and priestesses, wealthy merchants, artisans, and soldiers. These are the different social classes that we find in Europe during this time period. An agricultural economy also flourishes there. Food surpluses keep the economy thriving. Life in the city is very normal. Families live in small houses, tightly packed near one another, and artisans make trade goods and weapons for Europe's army. And you see a beautiful diagram of the way people lived in Europe during that time period in this picture above. Here's an actual photograph of a ziggurat in Iraq. Europe's thriving trade is very important because people use goods and services to barter. Bartering or bartered is another way to trade without using money. Scribes make records of these transactions. The temple becomes a center of life in these cities. So the ziggurat is a temple, and you see a picture of it above here. This is an actual photograph of a ziggurat, and it is the tallest, most important building in the city. And in this building, people called priests carry out religious rituals there. Here's another photograph of soldiers, either from England or the United States, surveying and looking at the ziggurat. So that kind of gives you the reason this picture's here is to give you kind of an idea of the scale of how big it is. You see the people walking up the stairs, and you see that it's made of bricks. You see how tall it is, how many people can actually fit on the stairs, etc. The damage to ancient treasures happened during the war in Iraq, and the ziggurat at Ur was damaged during the Persian Gulf War of 1991. In 2003, Iraqi National Museum in Baghdad damaged and looted this ziggurats and other national treasures. Mass destruction of antiquities and museums by ISIS also took place in Syria. So the soldiers are protecting those historical sites. So lesson 5, unit 1 has ended. Our essential question again for review: what were the key characteristics and achievements? And we're going to talk about these achievements of Mesopotamia, and we're going to see ancient Egypt later. But your writing, your important vocabulary includes specialization, artisan, institution, scribe, cuneiform, Bronze Age, barter, and ziggurat. And this should be ancient Mesopotamia, not Egypt here. Thank you.